Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Upbeat person, you're watching True Heel Heat.
Hi, I'm the ballsy badass Shotzi Blackheart, and you're watching True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for our NJPW Tanahashi Final Homecoming 2025 preview, breaking down pretty much the last major show for New Japan Pro Wrestling of 2025. November 2nd is going to be Tanahashi's final homecoming, and we got a big card, 2 big title matches, plus the finale of the current Super Junior Tag League, plus much more. And of course, to break down everything that goes on in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. She is the most positive New Japan Pro Wrestling fan in the universe. It is her life. It is Sonal's life. Sonal, welcome back.
Thank you. We were saying that it feels like it has been a very, very long time.
Yes.
I've been here, there, and everywhere. I also, spoiler, I have booked another trip to Japan next April.
Hey, where are you going for? Sakura Genesis?
Well, so this is the thing, right? I have got my finger, because I'm going with my mum this time, and she has promised me that I am allowed to attend, if it's in Tokyo or the surrounding areas, one New Japan show and one DDT show, as I have started Wrestle Universe again. So, everyone, please keep your fingers crossed that there are New Japan and DDT shows when I go the first week of April.
Very nice. I like that. So you have Wrestle Universe now. Have you checked out the recent Marigold show?
I haven't. See, so as everyone, if you follow me on social media, I've been very busy this month, just like traveling. So I've not had time to watch much. I have started with what I know. So I've started back with DDT and Tokyo Joshi, and I've dabbled in a few Noah shows. If anyone who doesn't know, if you want a subscription site that is getting your money's worth, Wrestle Universe is the epitome of that, because there's like 10, 12 promotions on there, a mix of like pro wrestling Joshi. It's insane.
Yeah, the reason I was asking about the Marigold show is because that's what a lot of people are talking about. And I feel like that's a good starting point if you haven't watched Marigold before, because they have like the big title matches, and that's the show that's headlined by Io Sky versus Mayu Iwatani.
I did see it. I saw
Dave Meltzer. Oh my God. Dave Meltzer needs to stop giving star ratings. He rated a Hardy's match. He rated a Hardy's match against Dark State in the year of our Lord 2025 higher than Io Sky versus Mayu Iwatani.
When was it? What day was it?
The Io Sky Mayu Iwatani match was last Sunday.
Yes, I was in Berlin. But now you've told me, I will add that to my list. I always say this, anyone, I've got Wrestle Universe, if there's any matches or like outside of DDT and Tokyo Joshi that you think I should watch, please tell me. If there's any Noah shows that are significant, I think the last one I watched was the one that Tana was on.
Mm-hmm.
And so like those I'll dabble on if there's someone that I know, but please, so I will watch that one. Now you've said it, SP3. I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's a good show. Minoru Suzuki's on it too.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah,
I know there was there a Stardom show, and there was an issue with this. They put on YouTube, and Shingo Takagi turned up.
I think so. Yeah, recently they've been putting up certain Stardom shows on YouTube. I've watched way more Stardom than Marigold this year, but that Marigold show, I've been telling everybody, we're going to talk about it tomorrow on the flagship podcast. That Mayu Iwatani Io Sky matchup was fantastic. Dave Meltzer needs to get his eyes checked, or he needs to actually watch the matchup instead of watching highlights, because that's pretty much.
It was a busy week for wrestling either, where there would have been an abundance of like amazing matches where you were like, yeah, they're 5 stars. Because I mean, I've also heard amazing things about that match. Like, for him to go, because I heard his review and he was like, oh, it wasn't that great and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck were you watching? And then when I saw his rating today, where he gave it 4 stars, it's like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, are you okay?
Yeah,
are you okay? Did you watch the same match that I did?
I understand if you're like, it's not 5 stars. Okay, that's fine. I understand if he would have gave it 4.5 stars. 4 stars, like, dude. Yeah. What did Io Sky or Mayu Iwatani do to you? How they hurt your feeling?
Like, was it like, I assume, knowing them, it was a good length match. They're both amazing wrestlers. So, like,
28 minutes.
The story,
28 minutes, and Dave tried to say that it was too one-sided for Io, despite me watching it a second time, and it was 60-40 as far as offense. So he sounds like a fucking idiot.
I've not watched it, but I've seen like the clips and stuff. And it's not like there was no story going into it. Like, I've seen this stuff. Like, I get it with like some wrestling matches. You're like, right, I'll give it this because you know what, the wrestling was fine, but the story wasn't. But even I know, and I didn't watch it, that going into this, there was a very significant story going on.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I never take Dave Meltzer seriously.
But he always has these takes or these ratings that just be like, oh, this is why people talk shit about you. And that was the Io Sky Mayu Iwatani rating is one of those ratings that's like, oh, that's why we don't like Dave Meltzer.
I tended to see, though, when people have issues with his starring, because obviously, like I said, I don't watch much Joshi wrestling now, except TJ like Tokyo Joshi. But it seems that it's his star ratings with female matches that tend to always cause the most. Again, like I can't say it because I don't watch these matches. Like but it always feels like he always puts a downer on these women's matches, and like that's why everyone's like, "The fuck is he on?"
Yeah, because he was trying to beat the allegations this year. I think he's given it's like 8 or 9 women's matches this year. He's given 5 stars. So he was trying to beat the allegations, but this was a real big you still don't like the women's wrestling. Got it. Okay.
Were they like from the same promotion? Were they, I guess, like a mix of WWE and AEW, and that was it?
No, it was mostly Stardom. He's given one AEW women's match 5 stars. He's given one WWE women's match 5 stars, and then the rest have been Stardom.
Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously we do these podcasts. I do my videos and we talk stuff but the funny thing is people take his word as like so much gospel. Well, it's because he's been around. There is an argument. We wouldn't be here right now talking on a podcast about professional wrestling if Dave Meltzer in his dirty room wasn't doing it 30 years ago when we were in our father's nutsack. He was doing it before we were even conceived. He's been doing it. Regardless of my takes on what his ratings are and how bad and some of his mumbling rants that he does, and I listen to the podcast, so I know from personal experience. You can say it like first hand.
Yeah. I'm not just talking shit or third person opinions. All of my takes and my criticisms of Dave Meltzer are valid and come from an honest place because I have so much respect for him, and I realize I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without him. But everyone is liable to criticism, even myself, even Dave Meltzer. But
I don't really criticize. My thing is just that because I don't follow Dave Meltzer. Obviously, again, I'm very specific. It's New Japan. That's all. That's my content and stuff. So I can appreciate him, and so that's why I say I don't get it. I can't criticize the guy because I don't. You know what I mean? I respect him as a person. I just don't follow him. But yeah, there have been somewhere I'm just been a bit confused. Or when people are saying, you can't like this match, Dave Meltzer only gave it this many stars. I'm like,
oh no. I don't do that. I totally understand getting upset with his star ratings, but I don't tell people you can't like this matchup because Dave Meltzer gave this. I care more about my own star ratings, my own opinion of matches more than Dave's. But someone else who I do care for their opinion who's joining us today. He is the third member of our team, our third member of a Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions. The one and only Jay News is here. How are you doing, Jay News?
Can I just say something real quick? It's ironic that you bring up Uncle Dave and his critiques of matches. Long story short, I myself do critiques of movies. I spend my hard-earned money to go to the movie theater to sit and watch through, and I put them and write them out with context on Letterboxd. I say this to say fandom sucks in 2025.
Yeah.
There is a anime movie based on an anime series called Chainsaw Man that is out and about in the movie theaters nowadays. The movie is called Reze Arc. This won't go long, folks. Tuesday, I put my review up. I gave it half a star. Right? I didn't like the fucking movie. I sat there with my boy Paul, who's a fan of the freaking series, who also didn't like the movie by the end of it. I wrote my review with what I critiqued about my review, and guess what happened afterwards? I've had my Letterboxd account for 3 years. Not once have I ever received a comment about any of my previous written reviews of any other movies. Guess what happened for the last 3 days, son?
You got a bunch of comments?
I got a bunch of comments talking about I don't know what I'm talking about because I didn't agree with the 97% of critics on Rotten Tomatoes and the 99% of fucking fans who love the movie. Guess fucking what? I am tired of this bullshit tribalism and the bullshit fandomism of people who can't put together a solid, valid, and cogent argument about why your movie is as good. Just because you're a fan doesn't make it fucking good. I'm sorry to tell you that. Secondly, and most importantly, I joke all the time on here when it comes to True Heel Heat or when I do the podcast for Hit the Ropes with Dolores. A lot of the stuff that I say when I critique shit about professional wrestling is tongue in cheek because I have fun with this stuff. I appreciate it because I've been experiencing it for the last 30 some odd years, right? At no point am I going to seriously think and sit down and diminish someone seriously, right? Not in a joking manner, not with sarcasm, seriously. Diminish and demean someone for liking something else. We're all allowed to like whatever the fuck we want to like. It doesn't really matter at the end of the freaking day. You have a preference, I have a preference. Some kid, he's been in my freaking comment section for 3 days, bro. 3 days. He won't stop.
Pissed him off, sir.
He won't
Pissed him
stop.
off.
And then he comes with this. He gave me the last thing he wrote like about a couple hours ago. Hit me with an ageism line about ageism for me. Oh, his tastes aren't any good. It must be his age. And I'm there like, damn. The whole entire son. I'll send if you have the time. I will send you the link to my freaking Letterboxd account so you can read the comments just on that one movie. Just on that one movie. And I would, for the entire time, I've taken the high ground, kid. I haven't called anybody names. I haven't demeaned anyone's fandom. Nothing. Not once. But yet people want to call me a clown or delusional or that I'm being disingenuous. Motherfucker, you can't invalidate my experience. I sat through the shit.
Hey, man, I'll tell you from personal experience. If you have an opinion, if you say a joke online, you will get verbally abused. We talked about it last time when we did the Best of Super Juniors preview, because that was around the time I had my calling Braun Breaker a YN, which I thought was a great joke. I was like, he's canned. It's a great joke. He's a YN. And then I could change it to Young Nepo. This works. And some people called me a coon. Said that I'm not black. I'm one of the new blacks. I lost my black card. They literally took away my race because of a tweet. Because I called the YN acronym, Young stands for Young Nigga. And because Braun Breaker is a white man from Georgia, and I called him a YN, I have literally lost my race.
I think, right, and then because we're speaking, Janie just speaking about on the film side, and obviously it's almost like you can't. I'm going to speak about this from the K-pop, J-pop thing.
Absolutely.
It's all these.
It seems impossible now to like anything without, like, you could say, I don't really like this group. And then you'll have 50 million people going, how dare you? Like, I'm not very controversial on Twitter. Like, I save my takes for him, not most of the time. But again, I don't watch other promotion. Yeah. But it's so funny when people voice their opinions, most of the time, never in a negative or hateful way. And then sometimes these are about really, like controversial figures and stuff. Like, like people talking about like Brock Lesnar, like how they don't like him and stuff. And they say it in quite an apt way of like, you know what, I don't agree with what he's done. And then I'll look in the comments because I'll be like interested because I'll see, oh my God, there's like 3,000 replies. And it's just like straight hate. Yeah. And it's like, are we not allowed to have an opinion now without going, you're wrong. You're 100%. You're not black. How dare that is insane to me.
It's crazy to me that people take it so seriously. And then when it comes to wrestling, this is why I'll go on like Fightful and I come here. We do the New Japan podcast all the time, and I'll claim myself. I'll say I'm a New Japan show, and the main reason why I'll claim New Japan over every other promotion is because there is not the vitriol of hate for every opinion that you have on WWE. There's not the blindness. If I have a criticism about Tony Khan and AEW fans, you're just hating. You're a WWE show. I don't see any problems. I lost my eyes an hour ago. That's how the AEW fans react.
You say this SP3 though, because I got a lot of, and it wasn't actually, some was direct, but a lot was like indirect. And I mentioned this when we had the show after Takeshita won. And actually, you know what? There was it's a small portion of the New Japan fans who if you watch the last one, I think I mentioned this. Because you were like, oh, New Japan's quite chill. Who were literally like, if you support Takeshita winning, if you're happy Takeshita won, you're not a proper New Japan fan. You're an AEW man. And if anyone follows me, they'll know I was very happy Takeshita won because I have followed Takeshita for years. And I replied to someone and I was like, you're saying that everyone who is happy Takeshita won is an AEW bootlicker. I don't watch AEW. So, like, where are you coming from this? They were basically like, you're an AEW bootlicker. You're not a real New Japan fan. I bloody went on holiday and I didn't even miss the main matches of Super Junior Tag League.
But
So
I think the main difference is with New Japan, those fans are few and far between. Like, I can name one New Japan
it's much smaller.
I commented on your thing with before Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji, and I think one of your friends came at me sideways and was like, Gabe Kidd is against us. You didn't hear what he said in the came at me very aggressive, and I was just like, whoa, this is it's not that serious. Like,
that's
you need to relax.
We discussed this obviously on thing where I was a bit more iffy about Gabe Kidd's like whole AEW thing. But like, I will never target you for things because again, you watch AEW, but I feel like there are like, and I've been vocal about my thoughts about Gabe, and if people disagree with me, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying my thought. But yeah, there's a proportion that if you're like, this is just my opinion, how dare you have your opinion if it's not the same? And I'm like, this is why this podcast works. Because while we agree on a lot of things, there are some things we don't. But we're not like directly targeting each other. And I think that's one with social media, because you're behind words. Like, they wouldn't say that to your face.
Dude. And to piggyback off of this, and that we'll get to Homecoming, folks. I'm sorry, but
I mean, guys, ladies and gentlemen, guys, there's only 2 matches announced, so
yeah, so far,
we're giving you some good content because there's not a lot to talk about with the show right here.
I'll say this, man. It's tiring, dude. It's exhausting. Like, there have been, and I guess this is come with time. I guess for me speaking for myself or whatever the case is, where I'll get this sense of like anxiety and responding to people because it's like, what the fuck is this, man? What is this? I can't sit here and enjoy or sit here and dislike something based on its own merits or whatever. Like, what is that, dude? Like, what? I just don't understand. And for all intents and purposes, we give, and bringing this back to New Japan, we give Goto shit. We give Dick Togo shit. We the House of Torture is the bottom of the barrel on our podcast here when we decide to. But at the end of the day, we still watch New Japan. We can be critical of New Japan and still sit there and wave the New Japan flag, y'all. Mm-hmm. Like, for real. Like, every time we do this particular podcast, I get on. I retweet whatever SP3 sends me. I quote tweet whatever I want to, and I'll engage with Sonal when she posts something that I see, because sometimes there's stuff that doesn't even come up on my timeline when it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'll engage with folks in discourse, in civil discourse. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna be out here in the field taking random shots from some random fuckers I don't even know. Like, I'm gonna defend my position. I'm gonna defend my position, and I'm gonna defend my freaking opinion because it's my opinion.
But the problem is,
it's an opinion.
The problem is when the people respond to it, it gets personal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, J News, if you respond, you're responding to a discourse. Yeah. But it gets to a point where a lot of these people online will then suddenly go for like SP3 said, you're not like taking away your race, or like you're not a proper like wrestling because I always put this is why I never say I'm a wrestling journalist. I just say I'm a wrestling fan who makes content about wrestling, because the minute you do that, because actually technically I am a qualified journalist, not specifically wrestling, but I did my qualification, I've got everything. But it's times like this that if you say a word like I'm a wrestling journalist and then you say an opinion, they go, you're a shit journalist. Not because they disagree. It goes directly
because they don't realize you can be a journalist and a fan.
Yeah,
you can.
Like, I could easily go.
There's
I
so
could
many
easily
things
look
you can
when
do.
I did my journalism qualification, I did multiple pieces for my portfolio about wrestling. I did a really in-depth one about women's wrestling and also so technically I used to write about wrestling, but it's that connotation linked, isn't it? Wrestling journalist, and suddenly it's like everything you do is, oh, you're a shitty you're one that's crummy, biased journalists.
Yeah,
And it's like,
and that's why I don't put that in my bio. You'll never
So-
see me call myself a wrestling journalist.
I'm just a
I'm
creator.
content
I'm just a
creator.
wrestling
Oh yeah, I'm a
creator.
content creator. I create content, and sometimes it's writing.
From the beginning, since we first started doing the New Japan reviews on True Heel Heat, the first ever stream we had, the first pod we ever recorded, I said one thing to start the whole thing. I'm not a journalist. I'm a fan, and I'm here to talk the shit that I want to talk because we can at the end of the day. But it's not life or death though. It ain't that serious. We have so many people who join us on a whenever we come on, because we can't say weekly basis, obviously, but whenever we come on.
New Japan's too inconsistent for that. We'll let Super J-Cast do that.
They engage in the chat, but they also understand us from seeing us, understanding our opinions, and knowing where we're coming from with certain things. And it's like, yo, comprehension is so not there with a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's like I was attacked about not having contextualized the subject matter and the IP and this, that, and the third. And it's like some of my wrestling opinions are not agreed upon. Like I am a full, well-known David Finlay hater.
That's
People
true.
love David Finlay. There's a young lady, I believe she follows both of you guys. I don't know if she's a young lady.
Oh yeah,
Lillian. Yeah.
Liliana. Yeah.
She follows me, but she knows I'm a well-known David freaking Finlay hater. But I'm never gonna take away the fact that David Finlay is an excellent professional wrestler. I just don't like the fucking character.
Can I just say though, the funny thing is, and we're talking about this in the terms of wrestling, is guys, wrestling isn't real. And you know what I mean?
Not.
It's something
It's
for us
not.
to. I was saying this to my mom earlier because I was seeing some discourse and stuff about like certain promotions, and it was quite volatile and quite like hateful towards like the rest, like personal wrestlers of like personal thing. And I said to her, and I was like, I get it, like we all share our opinions, but a lot of things, it's not real.
No.
Like you're sending threats or you're having a go at somebody for a certain thing. Again, I'm gonna link this to the Takeshita thing because obviously that's the most personal for me. And that was the only time that really I've like, oh, someone's trying to disregard my New Japan status, which sorry, that's one thing and you can't do with me. It's not real. So I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. was sat there in the corner crying because he's gonna get sacked because Takeshita beat him.
It's business. It's business.
Telling a story. It's okay, guys.
Like Zach's
okay.
not crying in the corner because he's lost his belt and that he's just nothing's gonna happen. When Goto got injured, he wasn't there crying in the corner for 3 months until he came back.
No, he went onto the set of freaking Street Fighter, recorded some scenes, and came back 2.5 months later with a fixed elbow. Like,
like it's not that serious. Like because I support together, the world's not gonna end. Zack Sabre, I'm a big Zack Sabre Jr. fan. Zack Sabre Jr. He doesn't have Twitter, but Zack's not gonna search on Twitter and see that I was happy that Takeshi won, and he's not gonna go and start crying. He's not gonna go to Chris Brooks.
New Japan fan.
He's not gonna go to Chris Brooks and be like, Chris, there's this girl in the UK. I thought she supported us Brits, but she wanted Takeshita to win. And I can't wrestle anymore. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
I just think the main thing with the New Japan fandom, why I say like it's a little bit better than WWE or AEW, is that when a New Japan fandom does make a go at you, it feels like they're a sports fan who's representing their team.
Their team. Yeah.
Whereas WWE fans act like they are the lawyer for WWE. Like they have an emotional and financial investment in anyone saying anything negative about WWE. Meanwhile, you have AEW fans who act like AEW and Tony Khan are their husband or wife. And that you cannot say anything about my husband or wife, or I'm gonna be very upset right now. And then you have the TNA fans who are like a battered woman who lives at home with her husband that abuses her, but yet you always want to defend that abusive husband. That's TNA fans. So
that is quite the
I'll
analogy.
take the fans that just
analogy.
act like sports fans and really want to defend the honor of New Japan. I'd much prefer that over the weirdness of those other fan bases.
Can I just say though, like, and this is obviously I'm coming from outside of AEW. You were mentioning if you ever insulted Tony Khan. They're acting like Tony Khan is a self-made man who has worked his way up from the dirt bottom to make this wrestling company. The man's a Nepo child. I'm sorry, like, how dare you say this about Tony Khan? He's a massive wrestling fan. He puts his heart and soul into it. Like, puts his heart, but he also puts a lot of his dad's money in it. Like, he's not good. Do you know what I mean? Like, calm down. He doesn't need you to defend him. He's not a child. He's a very, 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 very rich man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
Absolutely,
the only
man.
thing I'll defend Tony Khan on is a lot of the hate that he gets is jealousy, hidden by hate, because he's basically us running a wrestling company. He's a wrestling fan running a wrestling company.
Because
That's
he's
what a
exactly.
lot of the hate of Tony Khan comes down to, is people are jealous that they don't have the money to be a wrestling fan owning their own wrestling promotion.
Hey, if I was rich, I'd do the bloody same.
Exactly. We all.
I mean, look at
I'd give my money to New Japan. I'd be like, you make me booker. You put me on commentary every night, please.
it's the same. It's akin to when the Bucks retire, they want to freaking buy PWG.
I saw
Right?
that.
When they have that freaking, when they get that money, when that bread is up, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I'd
it's
like
time for
that.
them to do.
I think
Hell
that'd be
yeah.
cool.
Same
If someone who,
here.
like double, like I used to double a bit in PWG.
Yeah, man, it's needed. Variety is needed at the end of the day. Differentiating opinions are needed at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like different points of view and perspectives are needed at the end of the day. That's what makes
that's what makes the world what it is. That's what makes everything so exciting. Like me and SP3 will be the biggest Finlay fans, and you won't. And it's fun because we can talk about it.
It's all love, though. I'm not gonna hate
about this.
Yeah.
I just thought about this. The top 4 promotions in the world in professional wrestling all have former wrestlers in management. I literally just thought about it. It literally just hit me because I was about to say, well, AEW has Tony Khan, but no, the Young Bucks are actually, even though they're not on television, there are actual EVPs. Kenny Omega is the EVP. TNA has Tommy Dreamer, who's in charge now since Scott D'Amore left. New Japan has Hiroshi Tanahashi as president, and then you got Triple H and Shawn Michaels running WWE. That's crazy. I didn't think we would live in a world where every major wrestling promotion is basically run by former wrestlers. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I would say that people that folks who gravitate towards groupthink would think that would be the best thing in the world, but even they make mistakes. Even they do things that we don't like at the end of the day, and it's because we're not all sharing the same brain, right? They're all gonna their creative is gonna be different. Their thoughts are gonna be different. Their perspectives are gonna be different. Like it's in life will get you so far once you learn it and once you get it, man. It's
so. I say, I did say at the top of the show, happy Halloween to everyone out there. As you can see, I am, for anyone watching, I am John Cena for Halloween. I'm guessing because of Sonal's hair color, she is Hiromu Takahashi, right?
I have said this, right? Because it was red to start with, but it's been going slowly pink. And I've been watching...
I peeped that. That's what I wanted to say.
As I've been slowly watching the tag league, and I've been saying to my mom, as it's getting pinker and pinker, I was like, Mom, me and Hiromu are basic, because I always wonder with Hiromu how he keeps the same color constantly, because obviously mine's changing. Like when I do the video on Sunday, it'll probably be a different color. But yeah, for the past few weeks, I'm just basically cosplaying Hiromu Takahashi.
Dude, do you
should have just brought on your most colorful shirt and you could have.
I don't have it. My wardrobe's like black, dark green, dark blue. Great.
I've now realized that a lot of Japanese wrestlers take more time to sit in chairs to have their hair dyed than most people do.
I remember when Tanahashi used to basically every show post a picture on Instagram of him sat in the hairdresser's chair with his braids and stuff. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, it's a thing. It's a thing, but we love him anyways at the end of the day, right? Because it just
that's the thing I'm gonna miss is that I used to love when he retires. I'm gonna miss it because I used to love trying to guess. Like, actually, if anyone followed me during G1, I actually did a ranking of every single one of Tanahashi's hairstyles.
I always say Tanahashi has the best auntie on Easter Sunday hairstyles. It's just, and I'm like a black auntie on Easter Sunday. You know, Hiroshi Tanahashi gonna come with the best hairstyle possible.
And can I just say, and because I want to like mention this because I've been speaking to someone online about this, because Tanahashi's hair is obviously not natural, because not natural hair color is similar to Naito's, but Naito's hair is fried, right? His hair's always been fried. But recently I've been looking at Shota's hair, which looks like goddamn like shit. And all I'm thinking, right, is that, sorry, you're both Hontai. How is Tanahashi not giving Shota some tips? Because the man, Tanahashi's been dyeing his hair for like 30 years. And it looks perfect condition. Shota's hair looks shit. It's weird curls. It looks like it's falling out. And all I'm thinking, because obviously Hiromu's is quite good condition. I think mainly because Hiromu just dyes the tips like I do. But Shota Umino, please, before Tanahashi retires, have a one-on-one chat about hair care maintenance. Because it's physically breaking my heart.
So I didn't say this. We're like 30 minutes in, but drop a thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new, sound off in the comment section if you're watching us on demand. Let us know what you think about wrestling fandom discourse that we started off the show with, and give us your predictions for Tanahashi's final homecoming.
Let us know about your thoughts on wrestlers' hair.
Oh, of course, yeah, that as well. If you're with us in the live chat, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. If you're feeling generous, want to get back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. It goes a long way to help the channel grow and move forward, and we always appreciate the support. We got Zach Minger letting us know that it's National Caramel Apple Day. SP3J News and Sonal.
Are you a fan of those? I've never been a fan of those.
I've never had one.
I like caramel apples. Candy apple, caramel apple. Not really caramel. I like the candy apple more than caramel.
They're quite hard. Like, I've never had one because I'm always worried I'm gonna break my teeth. Because like I just
it is it is scary sometimes.
They look like diabetes on a stick.
I mean sort of kind of yeah
pretty much. Balab says the Marigold Mayu Iwatani EO Sky rating by Dave Meltzer. Worst Dave take of the year. He says Dave might hate Marigold, which would make sense.
It makes sense. Yeah, he's not a big fan of Rossi. So yeah,
he's not a fan of Rossi. He says that's why he's Uncle Dave. You got to emphasize the uncle part. Yeah, like some people would say they think like that people calling him Uncle Dave is like a term of endearment. Not always. Unk in like in the minority terms, that means you owe. Like that's
what I was gonna say. Like it's like if you call someone uncle, it's like, oh, someone who's way older than you.
And plus, I love the fact that that I can call him Drunk Uncle Dave when he has a really bad take or really bad opinion, and the acronym is DUD. Is DUD what he gives a horrible matchup?
Like DUD. Drunk Unk Dud.
But we got Vala up here says he's an UG to the max. We also got he giving J News advice. Says J News, you can't fuck with the weebs, man.
You know what it is. You know what it is though. Is that the majority of the time, like, I take writing seriously, right? Because I don't necessarily write the way that I speak a lot of the time, right? Especially when it comes to movie reviews and stuff like that. And like I was telling you guys before, I usually take the high road. I can't diminish and discount people and call people names. Like that's just not me at the end of the day. And you know, the ageism thing got to me because you guys just mentioned the unk thing, right? And I was like, wow, this is the first time I've ever felt this old. Because I felt and this is me trolling back to what's been said to me. I was called unk, and now it's an ageism thing. Is the first time I ever felt like I was talking to a bunch of fucking children.
Yep. And they hate when you use like logic to get to clap back at them.
No, because
my favorite thing for the people who got upset about the YN Broad thing was I was like, wait, Braun's not black? And yo, no one knows how to read sarcasm on social media. It's great. It was great. I had so many people like, this idiot doesn't know he's not black.
Look at the tan on that man. He ain't black.
SP3, you should have said something like, I thought he was a Japanese wrestler. I thought, do you know what I mean? Just done something so crazy to see if they actually like took you seriously.
I should have said he was a young Nippon. He's a young Nippon.
Dude. You know what's funny though? Like from an intellectual standpoint, I in order to reinforce my argument online, I was using points to celebrate their fandom and the win for the movie, right? No one in the comments at any point mentioned what I mentioned. I'm the one who brought it up. The person with the negative review said something positive about the fucking movie. Celebrate that shit instead of coming into my comments about a negative review from one singular person. Celebrate the fucking win. Stop giving into the negative shit. I did not spam my review across my social medias. It's not on my Twitter. It's not on my Facebook. It's not on my fucking Instagram. It's Lonely Living on my Letterboxd account.
You have to seek it out.
You have to go seek it out, dude. So the same way I seeked out the information to validate your argument about how positive you feel about this fucking movie, put that energy into something positive, son. That's all I'm saying. This is not a win for the fandom.
No. I am here, King of the North.
No. Absolutely not.
I am here. I'm just letting
It's just two people doing it. It's just me and Jay News doing this podcast.
Oh, and King of the North letting us know that it was an aggregation era. That Mayu Iwatani and Io Sky got 5.5 stars, which that is the rating that when I heard Dave talk about the matchup, I was like, he's not going to go 5. He's going to go 4.5. So when I saw 4 this morning, I lost it. I was like, wait, did he watch the same match as me?
Hold on. Within context, right? 4 still good. Now that we're not
for a match that if everybody is saying this match is like a match of the year candidate, it's like 4-star, it's like 5-star matchup. And I'm like saying, okay, it's not 5 stars, but it's 4 3/4. I can understand him going 4.5. 4 when everybody is mainly in the range of 4.5 to 5 stars, and you go 4, that's like giving it 2 stars. That is like when you are that below, if you're not even close, like you're not even going to go to the quarter. I'm not going to give it 4 1/4. And it's the fact, J News, you missed the point of what I said at the start of this, why I was upset in the first place. He gave the rating said he gave that 4 stars and gave the Hardys versus Dark State 4 1/4. My nigga. No. Fair,
right? Fair. But as King of the North is saying, hopefully he's correct with this information. He was not aggregated correctly. He did give it a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
that's what I said. That makes more sense,
right? But to follow on to your argument, is to add on to it, right? Out of 5 stars, I gave a movie half a star. Half. So I understand where you're coming from from that principle and perspective, right? But I can sit here and tell you the same thing you said about why you respect Dave. Dave's been doing this for damn near 40 years. I've pissed more anime in my 41 years of life than them motherfuckers have ever watched in their lives. There's just no freaking way I'm going to be taken out of my element to like, nah, it ain't happening. But anyways, Yota Tsuji got a match against the Ace. We find out tomorrow or today. No, today. Was it today the final for the B block? Or is it today?
No, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is
we find out whoever's going to be in the final for the best Super Junior tag tournament.
So the only thing we're doing on today's preview is we're going to do predictions for the 2 B block matches for tomorrow night's show that will determine who comes out of the B block. Then who we predict comes out of the B block. We will do the prediction for them versus House of Torture in the finals of the Super Junior Tag League final. And then we'll preview the 2 other matches that has been announced. I literally refreshed this New Japan page like 8 times. I was like, they literally have not announced anything. I looked at their Twitter page. I swarmed their Twitter page to see like if any of these tag matches setting something up. And yeah, they are probably setting something up that they'll probably throw on the show, but it'll probably just be a multi-man matchup. Like this is the 3 matches that are going to be on the show on Sunday.
They're taking a page out of the AEW book, is what they're doing. They're going to let us know the day of what the rest of
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to take
pretty much.
Yeah.
Here we go.
They know it's already like sold out, hasn't it? Just like Tanahashi alone. So it's like they're like, they don't need to give us anything, and they don't need to sell more tickets. It's already done.
That's true. All right, but before we get into things, since we won't be doing a formal Super Junior Tag League final, since we'll be doing a review on this show, what has been your thoughts on the Super Junior Tag League this year, Sonal?
Interesting. Me and SP3 were talking about this slightly before. I'd say it's one of the weakest, but just generally, like there have been some great matches, some good matches. We're going to probably discuss it. I think there's a lot of older guys in it, but I want to say that actually for some people this has really worked. This has been great for JY. I've seen a lot in the guy. Dragon Dyer has been great. I think that actually they mentioned it on commentary how a lot.
Shout out to Yamato. Shout out to Yamato.
There's been a lot of actually, because the thing is, the big weakness of this tag league is the makeshift team. But what I like is that none of the wrestlers have shied away from saying that. Every wrestler who has joined Walk On Commentary, and I want to give a shout out to all of them because they make that hella exciting to listen to, especially like Clark is one of my favorite people on commentary. The man forgets he's a member of War Dogs and a wrestler and just becomes the biggest New Japan fan ever. Like my favorite thing was
to be fair, Kirk Harner still has one of the best commentary performances of the year when he commentated Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. So
I just remember him on the recent when he did the Super Junior. He was like, Walker, like whenever a Dragon Gate person came, he was like, don't you know I watch so much wrestling? All I do is watch wrestling. Because obviously it's like alluded to, like he knew everything that was going on in Dragon Gate. Like some people have really shone in this. This is a problem with the junior, and I feel like it's been a problem for a while. Last year was fine, but we've had a lack of diversity with companies. We really just had this year. We've had New Japan Dragon Gate and then Templario, but I don't count Templario because he's technically New Japan. It's like saying Titan.
Yeah,
that is where the problem has been. I've enjoyed a lot of the lighthearted stuff. Like for me, like obviously it's been a very stressful month. I've been very busy, so this has been a nice lighthearted enough. The stuff with Goto and Hiromu. But we're going to discuss this going on to next year. They need to sort out this junior tag division. Like a hell of a lot.
It's the junior division as a whole.
As a whole, but I think it's easier to get away with the issue as a whole because you can bring in it's like singles. But when it comes to teams.
But when you have the junior ace of House of Torture holding all the gold, there's an issue. Yeah,
I generally think that has been an issue, and it's the fact that like when Robbie was saying that him and Fuji are really the only proper team. Okay, Taguchi and Dragon Dyer they did last year, but again it's an issue because obviously Dragon Dyer's in Dragon Gate and he's champion with one of the other? He's tag champion in Dragon Gate with somebody. Right, yeah. That's what I'm gonna. It's sort of like because I know SP3 and we were saying, and SP3 is not a fan of Hiromu Goto, and I said I was just because of the lols it's given me, and
I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Hiromu and Gato. I'm saying
I know you just wish
gave us a better Hiromu team.
Yeah, I mean we all would have wanted it, but I was gonna say like if you were gonna have a team like that, I think that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, it's been weird because it's been a lot shorter this year. Everything's been a lot more condensed. It just feels very like not well thought through. And again, this is not me saying I'm not enjoying the matches. Actually, there's been some pretty good matches. I've liked seeing the Dragon Gate people, like the wrestlers, because obviously I don't watch Dragon Gate. But if I was, and I've mentioned this in the Best of Junior, if I was looking at this from a whole wrestling perspective, like the wrestling, the story, and things, it's not hit. And again, this is what I'm gonna say. I am the most positive New Japan, but I can admit that like when New Japan has struggled, and this tournament they have struggled a lot.
Yeah. There's like no doubting that like the junior division needs some help. I don't think that New Japan put a lot of thought into the field for this year's tournament. And
it's like in very last minute, like shit, who can we get who don't have a lot of shows, who we don't need to get a visa, which is why, because me and SPC mentioned last year they had the Velocities, but this year the only outsiders are Dragon Gate, who are like again different promotions. It's great, but it's like 3 or 4 Dragon Gate guys.
Yep. And I hate to say this because it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it was a month ago that me and Jay News were waxing lyrically about the King of Pro Wrestling show. Yep. We all had praise for that show, for the Takeshita and Zack Sabre Jr. But a month later, it feels like New Japan has just fell in line with WWE, AEW, TNA, and most wrestling promotions at this point in time, on October 31st, 2025. It just feels overall the wrestling business is in a lull. Everybody is just in cruise control. You got Tony and AEW's in their NFL lull. You got WWE in there. We're making money. We don't care until Mania season lull. You got TNA like we just had a great show at Bound for Glory. We're gonna take 4 weeks off of television. And then you got New Japan, who has a Super Junior Tag League that they just haphazardly put together and got it done in like 10 days.
It feels to me with Super Junior Tag League, it's always been one of the more low-key tours. Okay? Like, it's way... So, you'd always put, it's like G1, New Japan Cup, Best of Super Junior, World Tag League, and then Best of Super Junior Tag League is like right at the bottom. But it feels like it's just been like a filler tour, and I hate that because I am, and if anyone knows this, I'm the biggest junior division advocate. Like the junior guys for me have always been like a special place in my heart. The Best of Super Junior was the first tournament I watched as a New Japan fan, but it feels like an SPC match. It felt like an afterthought, and then obviously I was bloody terrified when Ishimori was ill because I was like, shit, that might actually mess up anything else.
Scared me. I was like, this, literally, this team has only been together for a year, but they feel like one of the more prominent teams in this whole tournament.
Yeah, which Robbie X also brought up when Robbie was on commentary, which was awesome. He was like, yeah, me and Ishimori are not, but actually we have tagged together like million times more than everyone. So that gave me a heart attack. I was like, thank God he was only off for 1. But again, how's that going to affect the booking? It's like when you have such a small field with such a small number of shows, like anything could make a difference. And going into the final, it's just like I don't know what to expect. And
they already eliminated. I'm just letting y'all know right now. They've already eliminated my interest in this final. Why is House of Torture in this final?
I think they've done that, and I think that's why.
The obvious choice was Yo and Wato. Come on.
But I think the thing is, what they've done now is that's why they put it on the Tanahashi show. I mean, they normally do it anyway. Like, they never normally have their own show for, like, the Super Junior thing. But they made sure that they've got matches with very strong people to sort of cover for this. In terms of, and this is the problem, and we mentioned this, and it's the whole link to Doki holding both belts. Okay, so I went going into this, I thought, okay, Wato is going to pin Doki because I am still on the road to Wato at Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, that didn't happen.
No,
they've not made the finals. So then with Doki holding 2 belts, then that links to my worry about the junior belt, the solo belt. Because again, nobody pinned Doki. Like how what you could have had. I'm trying to remember who was in their block. You could have had anyone pinned Doki.
Could have been Wato. Your Wato was the best choice. Like
Kushida in that block?
I've had this conversation with Jay News several times. I'm gonna have it with you now, Sonal. Y'all need to stop acting like Kushida is still the Kushida from 2016.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that Kushida. I'm just saying just to have somebody who could have pinned Doki, just to give him.
He's not the guy.
No.
Like I am giving y'all the message that New Japan has clearly told us for the last 3 years since Kishida's been back. He's not the guy. He's not an option. He's not in the conversation.
Well, anyone,
for them. For us, yeah. But for them, no.
Well, they could have had any one of the solo New Japan guys pin Doki to give us something. But now we are uncertain with the tag belts. We are uncertain with the junior single belt. And all I'm thinking is, because actually, who did I find out? I think the junior division is booked by Togo and Tiger Mask. Mostly, I think that's sort of rumors and rumblings that I've heard. Is that
okay.
I can't remember who told me, but they said that when it comes to the junior division, it's like Togo and Tiger Mask.
Yeah.
Take this with a pinch of salt. But it frustrates me because, like, we are frustrated at booking in general, but I specifically get very frustrated with junior booking because I feel like already they're at a disadvantage. There are less of them. They never get the top spots. And then to have this kind of booking, I'm just like, it's making, like, I have to now defend the junior division even more. And I have to try and find things because you're not allowing them to showcase them.
Yeah.
Run over.
And yeah, this is the big one. King of the North saying it best. The fact that what have they done with Kosei Fujita? Like,
I still think he should have won it after.
He should have beat Despy. So
we've been saying this though for months.
Fujita should have beat Despy. Yo should have beat Despy. Like, how? Why was it Doki? Why was the choice? Why was the choice Doki?
Right, so it, like, in a sense, the Doki thing, it made sense because obviously he did, but it's the way they went around it, the whole house again, and everyone was like, if this was Doki of like just 5 guys, just 4 guys, just 32 guys, fine, but it's the whole idea. If you move to House of Torture, you are basically sacrificing your wrestling prowess. Like, I'm not gonna say okay, Doki's as bad as like Evil and that like that, but I think who mentioned it on commentary? I think it was Robbie or something about how like Doki's last reign was beautiful.
Yeah,
you know,
it was last year.
It was one of my favorites.
It was just last year.
Yeah, like one of those beautiful things in it. Like, and they've sort of tainted Doki, like they did with Sonada. Do you know, like by you moving them, you taint whatever thing that they have. And I think Sonada less so, but Doki specifically, because obviously he was still at like a very big high when he got injured.
Yeah, I agree, because like they had somebody that was being established as a top star for the junior heavyweight division with Doki in that last reign, and then they said, no, we're gonna put you in House of Torture and have you have these House of Torture ass matches. That match with Despy was horrible. I hated it. Ninja Mortis saying Junior Tag League always delivers more than I expect, but this year underperformed.
Yeah.
And I agree, because last year you had the whole story with Ichiban Sweet Boys, you had Robbie and Taiji teaming up together, and they had killer matches with like Bullet Club War Dogs. They had a whole bunch of teams that were always delivering. The Velocities were in that tournament, that delivered. 2023, I believe that was the year that had Yo teaming up with Leo Rush. And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun tournament. 2022, same thing. 2021, going back to like Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles teaming up with each other. Like, they always were able to figure out, and it always had low expectations, but always over-delivered on the low expectations. This year had low expectations and somehow underperformed those low expectations. That's scary. That's scary, and that's why we're talking about it so long.
Can I just say that there was a foundational element, or should I say show, that was produced, I think, earlier this year or sometime last year, the Junior All-Star Show. Remember that? The one that Hiromu ran, right?
That was last year.
That was last year, right? And it brought together all the juniors of all the major prominent Japanese wrestling companies that exist. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and think to myself logically that each one of those companies have junior tag teams in them that probably could have come to the Best of Super Junior tournament. Doesn't have to be their champions. It could be the guys who just lost to the champions on a previous show, or just a team that's in that division. But no, they put this together in 48 hours, and this is what we got. Like Sonal said earlier, there have been good matches. There's been stuff that I have liked about certain matches and about the show. I'm with Sonal. Like, by majority, I've liked the guys who have been joining Walker on commentary. I wasn't too big on Robbie X. I liked Callum. I
think Robbie is one that I think, and because I also love Hartley Jackson, shout out.
Yeah.
They need a bit more practice, because obviously it's not very common in the UK to have wrestlers on, but I think they will improve. I think they will improve.
That's fair. But with all that being said, they have these partnerships with all these different companies in Japan. To SP3's point, if it's a visa problem, I get the dude who's over in freaking Sendai to come down to Tokyo and call it a freaking day.
Can I just say also, most of the DDT roster are junior heavyweights. Most of them are under the size limit. And
then by majority, they don't run shows on the same days. So it's, I just don't understand, how this
I think the worst part of all of this is that when we do ask these questions, sometimes we find out New Japan didn't even ask anybody. That's the issue. Like, they don't even ask anybody. Like, we're coming out with all of these different options, and I am almost, I won't say 100%. I'm 85% sure New Japan did not ask any of those people. They didn't even think to do it.
It's like they after King of Pro Wrestling, Goto and like all the bookers like, we need a break. He's
like, my work here is done for the year.
and then 2 days before the tournament, they were like, fuck, we have a junior tournament. We need to book shit. Can get everyone on the phone that we know who can do it, because this is very stressful.
You know what? And I agree with what you're saying, SP3, that they probably didn't ask. And you know what proves that to me? The whole article that came out about a week ago about the potential of Nakamura being Tanahashi's last opponent.
Yes.
And they haven't even bothered asking the WWE.
No. Why have the conversation if you're not even going to ask? I understand. Like, I understand if their thinking is, that price for whatever they're gonna want in return is gonna be too steep. We're gonna be messing with our relationship with AEW. That's all fine and dandy. Then you need to work extra hard to make sure this rumor doesn't get out there. Because it just that report coming out did New Japan no favors whatsoever. It was a lose-lose situation that report came out.
Unfortunately.
King of the North letting us know me and my buddy Takeshita are working DDT tours, not your stinky junior tag league.
I don't actually. Takeshita's not been on any of the recent D. He's due a match, I think, on Monday at the big show, but he's not been on any of the recent DDT shows.
No, he's been back in the US with AEW in the best story in AEW right now.
That Don Callis family shit is funny, bro.
It's the best dynamic. Best faction in wrestling, best manager in wrestling, best story in wrestling.
I saw that photo, that photo of them all. They're all like shit. Because obviously, I don't keep up to date with all of AEW. But I see that and I'm like, Jesus, Don Callis family just big, meaty men.
Honestly, you because I know how much of a fan you are of Takeshita and you love Okada as well. You should honestly start doing like just watching their segments. Don't watch anything else from AEW. Just watch the Okada Takeshita
stuff. People tag me in it, and I know I'm very, very late, but I've got the Brodido and Takeshita Okada match to watch. I know, like I said, I'm very far behind, but I've got that to watch. But I just think the dynamic between Okada and Takeshita is the funniest shit ever. Like I saw,
It's hilarious because it's literally Don telling Takeshita, "You gotta be cool with this guy," and he never says anything to Okada. He's like, "You gotta be cool with this. Why are you acting like this? You gotta be cool with this guy." And Takeshita's like, "All right," and Okada goes, and he never gets talked to. He just has this shit-eating grin, like
I just think, like, because at first, obviously, the whole Okada thing and how he is, and I'm just like, I kind of, like, obviously, in hindsight, I wish Okada had this chance to do this in New Japan. Obviously, he had that small part where he was a little bit crazy and had the red hair and the balloons. But I just wish that we would have got more comedy Okada, because the man is gold. The man is gold.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the company did deem him to be the ace for about a decade. So
exactly.
Maybe more.
He couldn't show this person, and this is a TV wrestling character. It's not a live show wrestling character. He barely takes bumps most weeks. He just comes out, he'll flip someone off, say bitch. Yeah,
he's working for a decade. He's been working his body out, and now he's just like, just gonna chill a bit, just gonna have some fun.
He's enjoying life.
I see why Nakamura surfs all the time.
Exactly. He's enjoying life. He lives in New York. He's a Knicks fan now. It's all gravy, baby.
They featured him on the New York Knicks social media page this week.
Oh, I love that. All
right. Oh, finally,
sorry, we went off topic again.
We will go through these matches very quickly at this point because we got to talk about tomorrow morning B block final for the Super Junior Tag League. We got two big matches on the docket. First up, you got Yuki Yoshihika teaming up with Kushida to face Kukai and El Desperado. These two men are these two teams. One, you got Despy and Kukai who have already been eliminated, but Kushida and Yuki have a chance to move on to the final. They need a victory in this matchup here to keep themselves alive before the main event of the show. Who do you have here? We'll start with Sonal, Despy and Kukai, Yuki and Kushida. Who you got?
I have Despy and Kukai. Just because I don't think that the other team are going to make it to the final. I think this will be like the, pew, we're going to do it. And actually, I kind of want to see Despy and Kukai continue as a team. Like, yeah. It makes more sense.
That. I like the fact that Kukai kind of works as like the young boy for Despy. Despy.
But I like that they bring his story into it as well of like, you know what I mean? Like he did the Mexico thing and like,
yeah. Yeah, I like their spiritual connection. I enjoyed their matchup against who did it? Against Ishiban Sweet Boys. That was the one that I watched. That was really good in the tournament. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Despy and Kukai in this one to eliminate Kushida and Yuki, so the main event decides who goes to the finals. J News.
Yeah, man, this makes it easy. Kukai and Despy for the win. Don't overcomplicate it because you didn't spend that much time and energy building out this Super Junior Tag Tournament. So might as well just make it easy here. Kukai, Despy for the win. I do agree though. I like the combination between Despy and Kukai. Good storytelling from beginning to end throughout the tournament for them specifically. With their similar roads in professional wrestling and how they come together. And I want to see more of Kukai. As a matter of fact, hopefully they bring him back after the Super Junior Tag League and stuff like that. And
yeah. And then we got the main event for tomorrow morning's show of Super Junior Tag League B Block Final. The Ichiban Sweet Boys of Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita versus Taiji Ishimori and Robbie X. I believe Robbie X and Ishimori have 6 points, so they need the victory here. They would have the tiebreaker over the Ichiban Sweet Boys, and they would make it to the finals to versus the House of Tortures, Doki, and Sho. Or will it be Ichiban Sweet Boys going back-to-back, the first team to win back-to-back Super Junior Tag Leagues since Yo and Sho, the Roppongi 3K, more than 7 or 8 years ago?
I will never get off the Roppongi 3K bandwagon. I will forever. That was in my head. Roppongi 3K is still a thing.
Sonal, we'll start with you. Ichiban Sweet Boys, all the Bullet Club War Dogs.
I have the Bullet Club War Dogs. Controversial. Maybe not controversial. I don't know. I feel like they're not going to have back-to-back. I don't know. And I really like the idea of Ishimori and Robbie X winning. Because actually, albeit Robbie X isn't in Japan a lot, they have and they're a very good team. They work very well together. They complement each other very well. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a good shout there. J News, who you got?
Nah, I'm riding with the Ichiban Sweet Boys on this one, man. Yeah. That's the best tag team in the joint right there.
So I'm the tiebreaker. Well. Yeah, I mean, the Ichiban Sweet Boys have been doing well. These are the two best teams. I would say the two of the three best teams in the entire tournament with Yo and Wato on the A block side. I think these have been the teams that have delivered the best matches. I think that's another thing that's made this year's Super Junior Tag League weaker than the ones that I remember in the past, is there hasn't been a great match. There's been good matches.
There's been good matches,
solid matches, but there's not been any like, oh, you need to go out and watch this. Like last year, Bullet Club War Dogs versus Ichiban Sweet Boys in Kurgan Hall. I still remember that matchup. That matchup was an absolute banger and one of the best matches from New Japan all last year. We didn't have that in this year's tournament, and they had 2 Kurgan Hall shows. I hope that this matchup can deliver that. I think like this is the best chance that we have to have a great matchup in the block play. So, but I will go with the Ichiban Sweet Boys to get the victory here.
I don't mind either winning. I'd kind of like to see how the Bullet Club would work against House of Torture. Do you know what I mean? I need somebody to actually just like throw caution to the wind and just be like, fuck it, if they're gonna do shit, we're gonna do shit. And I, as much as like TMDK are tweeners, I feel like they just wouldn't do that, and I'd like to see Taiji Shimori and Robbie X do it.
Makes sense.
But again, you guys know I love Ichiban Sweet Boys loads, so this is not like a personal thing. It's just
you can't go wrong either way.
You can't go wrong either way. It's at the end of the day, how can I say this? Your reasoning is solid.
Yeah. So, definitely
makes sense.
All right, let's talk about the actual show, Tanahashi Final Homecoming. So, Sonal, you got Bullet Club War Dogs versus House of Torture in the Super Junior Tag League Final. Me and J News have Ichiban Sweet Boys versus House of Torture in the Super Junior Tag League Final. Who are you going to go with as the winner, Sonal?
I'm going to go Bullet Club. I'm going to go Robbie X and Ishimori. I think it makes sense. God forbid that they have House of Torture win. Because the thing is, whatever happens, if Doki retains, obviously they don't have another match. And then Doki keeps the singles title. He's not going to have 2 matches on Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, man. You just made logic out of this. Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Damn.
This is where my concerns come.
You ruined my prediction. I'm going to have to go with House of Torture. You're probably right. It's probably House of Torture wins, so they don't have a challenger for the tag titles, and Doki can focus on winning the IWGP.
But the thing is, again, that's on the basis that they're not going to have a match between us. I don't think they are. But the problem is because I always say this, when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom and the tag belts for the juniors, they get panicky and then they just put loads of teams in, which actually works for the juniors. Like I watched the Fatal 4-Way live and it was one of my favorite matches, even though it was short. It will all depend on our New Japan going to take those junior tag belts off Wrestle Kingdom card. I don't think they will, which is why I have Robbie and Ishimori winning, but I think something has got to happen between. I don't know. Did they do a Takeshita Zack Sabre Jr. and challenge early? Like I don't know, Road to Tokyo Dome. Something needs to happen.
This is the last IWGP World Title match.
This is the worrying thing is that and that's the worst thing about having Doki hold 2 belts this time of the year is you're removing the possibility of having a multi-man.
Or Doki has talked to Goto, and because he only wrestled 5 minutes at last year's Dome, he wants to wrestle twice.
That's not House of Torture. That would not fit in with his character at all.
I would say that it's a higher possibility that Doki loses the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship during the regular tag league finals that day or whatever as like a semi-main, and he can still go
That's
on
not
to
gonna happen. That's not.
That's not gonna happen. You said this to me last time, and I said this to you, and I'm glad Sonal said it before me. That's not gonna happen.
They're not gonna have the
It's more
junior
likely
match
they will
below,
defend
like-
the junior tag titles on the World Tag League Tour than the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Junior Heavyweight Championship is not being defended again this year.
Like obviously SP3 said he doesn't think the tag is more likely than the junior. Junior is not getting defended until Wrestle Kingdom.
So then vice versa, right? I'm just trying to throw it out there because I don't think Doki's gonna work Wrestle Kingdom twice.
Yeah,
right?
no, he's definitely not going to. It's not House of Torture.
It's the same problem I have with Mercedes Moné being a part of the AEW Women's Tag Tournament that I have with this thing or whatever.
Well, no. It's not the same. It shouldn't be the same thing because Mercedes is wrestling twice at Full Gear.
King of the North has said something interesting.
You can get that from subjective just watching, but then I also confirmed with someone that works at AEW. She's working both matches, so you don't have to worry about that one. Doki is
He knows he's got the insider.
I can't refute that, obviously, but at the end of the day, that's not my preference, right? Because my thing is they have enough women on the roster per se in order for her to be working twice on a show. That's really more or less my take. Has nothing to do with Mercedes herself or winning championships and all that shit. That it's a different argument there. But hey,
I'm sorry. I don't see Sisters of Sin or Willow and Harley having as great of a matchup as Mercedes Moné and Athena. I think it is the right decision. Yes, there's more women, but not all of them are on the level of a Mercedes Moné or an Athena.
They're teaming together. Bloody hell, that's iconic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the super team of the whole thing. Like, you make them go to the finals, and they're probably gonna face the Timeless Love Bombs. That's the biggest match possible because the finals of this women's tag team tournament, it has to be a great matchup, or this title is probably not gonna end up well on AEW television. So you got to deliver the best match possible. That's why they're putting Mercedes in that match.
No, I mean, it's sound reasoning. I'm not discounting that. I just rather would have preferred something else. And that's like I'm saying, I'm speaking for myself at the end of the day. So hey, it is what it is. But
like in saying all of this, Mercedes Moné, you put her in a matchup, it makes it good. Doki being in 2 title matches, he's in the House of Torture. Like, if it was just Doki, yes, but it's Doki in the House of Torture. So no, that's all.
But you know what we were talking about is actually King of the North says something. What if they put the tag belts on the line on the finals?
Ooh,
King of the North. You've given us a throw ball there that actually could work.
You might be onto something.
Wins that, and then that's how we don't have double.
He might be onto something. That would be the thing to do.
But would they do it, or would they be forced to do it? Is really the question.
To do it. They'd be forced to do it.
All right,
forced to do it.
No way would House of Torture go, we're going to put our titles on the line.
You know what? I'm actually going to change my prediction. I think there's no contest in the main event tomorrow.
So it's Fatal 3-Way.
I think House of Torture break it up so it's a tie, and then that's how we get the finals to be for the junior tag title. Is if they get involved, they interfere in that matchup, they make it a 3-way, and they say
because they think that's how they're going to win by default. Yeah,
thank you, King of the North. We solved the issue. We solved the issue here.
If this happens, King of the North, legend.
You're a legend, King of the North. He says, of course, I'm on to something. Look who you're talking to. They'd be forced into it, of course. Yes. Yeah, so they'll interfere in the main event tomorrow to set up a 3-way final.
And then Tanahashi will come out. He'll go, I'm not having this shit on my show. And then he'll do it.
All right. I mean, fair enough. If that works to get the belt off of them, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
And in that case, I am gonna go Ichiban Sweet Boys back to back.
Ichiban Sweet Boys for the take on my end too.
I'm still gonna go for
Robbie and Ishimura.
Robbie and Taiji Shimura. I'd love them to hold the tag belts. I think it'd be really cool. I love them as a team. I think they're great.
for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, the man that the show is all about, Hiroshi Tanahashi, will challenge IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji. In this year's G1 Climax tournament, Tanahashi went one-on-one with Tsuji in one of his best performances of the entire tournament. It was Tanahashi who pulled off an upset victory, pitting Tsuji in the middle of the ring. The rest of the young guys in the block were able to were able to overcome the ace, but Tsuji, the man that has kind of taken the mantle as the leader of this new generation, wasn't able to beat Tanahashi. Thus, Tanahashi has earned the opportunity to face Tsuji for the Global Heavyweight Championship that he won back at King of Pro Wrestling from Gabe Kidd. Sonal, who do you got here? A battle of generation, Tsuji versus Tanahashi.
I love this one. I love matches with a history. I love that there was a train station, and this is where his been done. I've got Tsuji winning. I feel like despite Tanahashi, we know, but he's been actually very good at putting over other people. I think this is going to be like, yes, this is my show, but this is me passing on the baton to someone who I gave the bat, who basically I inspired. Yeah. And we will say this, it might not be Tanahashi's best performance, but this match is going to have the heart of gold. This is going to be emotional for so many people. He's going to probably cry at the end. Everyone's probably going to cry in the venue. Yeah.
They had a great student versus teacher battle in the G1. How is it going to go this Sunday, J News?
Oh, man. It's tough, man, because there should be some sort of outside of just the celebration of Tanahashi, of Tanahashi's retirement and stuff like that. There should be a peak moment of it, and I don't think that's happened as of yet this year in 2025. So I'm struggling with this necessarily, whether to pick Tsuji or Tana in this case, but because I have been on the big Tsuji bandwagon all year long, and I think that, like SP3 said, he is basically the captain of the new generation. You know what I'm saying? The leader of the new generation. Getting that Tana rub would do him some good.
Wait. Sorry, quick question. Did he? Yeah. Tsuji lost, didn't he, to Tana at G1?
Yeah, Tana. That's how Tana got this opportunity. He beat him in the G1.
Just double checking, because I was like that. Yeah.
So to solidify Tsuji's second reign as IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion, he should go on to beat the great ace of the universe and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And yeah, man, hopefully it just turns out to be a good match and things go well for everybody involved.
It's gonna have my heart. It's gonna have my heart.
I agree with most of what you said. I definitely disagree. There have been plenty of peak moments for Tanahashi. Yeah. He's had great moments throughout this whole thing. Windy City Riot and the matchup with Takeshita, and the moment that he had saying farewell to the US fans. The Wrestle Kingdom win over Evil. That was one of the few times this year that we actually vanquished House of Torture. His G1 performances, his win over Tsuji, where he got his 100th G1 win. That's a peak moment. There's a lot more peak moments than John Cena's retirement tour. That's for damn sure. There is no debate. There is no debate who's had the better retirement tour.
Obviously, I've not followed the John Cena one, but I think going into this final year, I was worried for Tana, because I was like, I know it's his last year, but actually, and I've not followed many retirement tours at all, because obviously compared to you guys, I've not watched wrestling. But this has felt to me like perfect. Tanahashi's wrestled more singles matches. He's done it with the young guys, with the old guys. He's picked up wins. He's picked up losses. And because this is obviously linking to what you said, SP, he's had some amazing peaks in this retirement tour. Like, it's been emotional from top. Like, his G1, his final G1, he picked up some huge wins.
Lights out steel cage at Forbidden Door. The moment where he tries to climb the cage. That's my favorite Tanahashi moment this year. It's everybody saying, no, you don't have to climb it.
He's done Noah shows. He's done so many. Like, I just think that Tana is basically now going to be the golden scepter of what you want to do in a retirement tour.
I feel like the closest thing to Tanahashi's retirement tour and the real gold standard of retirement tours, and what I think New Japan probably followed along in this way, is Sting. The Sting retirement tour. There's a lot of codedness in the way New Japan laid this out, in that they laid it out in a similar fashion to how Tony Khan laid out Sting's retirement tour. You're gonna have some big matches on our big events. We got some key checkpoints, but it's all about the destination. That's the peak. That's the peak of this retirement tour, is the destination. Sting had some great moments. He had a big farewell in Los Angeles when him and Copeland and Darby beat Christian and the Patriarchy. He won the tag team titles on the way there. Had that fun brawl in Jacksonville against Takeshita and Hobbs with Darby, but it was all about the destination, them versus the Bucks at Revolution. And I think it's the same for Tanahashi. I mentioned all the peak moments, but it's all going to come down to Wrestle Kingdom. And that's the real question coming out of this matchup, more than I think we all assume. And I do agree with y'all. I'm going with Tsuji in this matchup, but we really got to figure out who's facing Tanahashi, because that's a big question that we don't know quite yet, with just 8 weeks remaining.
Yeah. So just to land on a point here. So obviously I'm taking accountability here, folks. If I may, I misspoke about the peak moments of Tanahashi's retirement tour. I am sorry. I apologize to those fans out there. Tongue in cheek and also seriously at the end of the day, because I forget more wrestling nowadays than I know what to do with. But to SP3's point, the destination is the key, right? How do we get to Wrestle Kingdom, and who's going to be on the other side of the ring from him is really the thing. And I want this to go well for Tana. I really, 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 really do. Because outside of the ideal thing of it being Nakamura, who else could it be?
Someone said Uemura. Someone said Uemura could be a choice.
Yeah. Okay.
The new, because they're really pushing Uemura as, oh, he's going to be the star. He does the charity. He does the appearances. He's loved by children and everything.
Yeah, it could be. Could be Gabe. Gabe is another one who kind of has.
They've been hinting a lot of his performances and stuff. Yeah.
They can go in that direction. He doesn't have anyone that's like, oh, that's obvious he's facing him at Wrestle Kingdom. Right. David Finlay is another guy who didn't beat Tanahashi in the G1. His whole character is, I want to avenge anyone who beats me. So that could work as the final.
Anyone really who's done the dojo, who's been Hontai, there's something that, hell, Dream World, they bring Jay White. Obviously, this is never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
If you're going to do a former rival, it's two easy choices. Like, it's not even a question. It's not Nakamura. It's the two other greatest rivals of his career. It's Okada or it's Naito. You make the call, you pay the money to bring back Naito. You pay the money to bring back Naito, or you make the call to Tony Khan and get Okada to come back.
No, but if it's Naito, it's going to be not the retirement battle. Who's got the shittest knees?
Yeah, if you want an old rival who can actually still work and still get a great match or a good match out of Tanahashi, it's Okada. There's only one choice. It's Okada.
Because they're never going to do the Shibata thing. So that's
I would love that.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
And they also did that kind of at Wrestle Dynasty.
Of course, yeah.
I was still hoping, like, my dream was for Goto to go into Wrestle Kingdom and Shibata to obviously challenge him for the title. Obviously, that's not going to happen because they won't give him anything more. But that would have been a dream.
Absolutely. I agree with that. But we got to talk about the aforementioned Goto, because the main event of Tanahashi's final homecoming this Sunday will be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Hirooki Goto tries to go for a second reign with the top prize in New Japan Pro Wrestling, tries to restart the revolution against the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita defeated Zack Sabre Jr. back at King of Pro Wrestling 1 month ago to make history, winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It was Hirooki Goto who made his return earlier in the show, who stepped up as to be the first challenger against Takeshita. Takeshita wants to defend the title successfully before walking in as champion at Wrestle Kingdom, while Goto wants to regain the title and walk into the Tokyo Dome with the title that he is considered the greatest champion of. Who is going to walk out with the championship, Sonal?
Takeshita, but this is gonna be a banger. This I am excited for. God, so excited.
Can't wait. I think that their matchup in last year's G1 was one of my favorites of the G1. I just remember them with the wrist control and the headbutts to each other and stuff. Oh, it's gonna be great on Sunday. I can't wait. I'm going with Takeshita as well to retain. J News?
Yeah, man, big soups for the win. Now, I have been a large proponent of the Goto Revolution, but I also understand separately that having the belt on Takeshita is the right call right now. So
see, that is the thing. As we say, we are all Goto fans. Even though we say Takeshita, to anyone who says we don't like New Japan, we do love Goto. We think with our brains.
The Goto Revolution, unfortunately, had to stop early due to injury and things of that nature. That derailed it. You can't put it back on the rails now with Takeshita being the champion. Unfortunately, it just wouldn't make much sense. Yeah. From a storytelling perspective, from a logical perspective, it just wouldn't make much sense. So Takeshita for the win here. Should be a banger of a match. I agree with you guys. I can't wait for this match. Yeah, man. The keen thing that I'm focusing on with this is Takeshita's promise to the New Japan fans or wrestling fans in general that he is going to bring the greatest and best matches as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And I don't think Konosuke Takeshita is one of those dudes who's not a man of their word. So,
I mean, just look at what he did last month. Or earlier this month, he had 2 5-star matches in 1 week. He had a 5+ star matchup against Zack at King of Pro Wrestling, and then turned around on the weekend and put up one of the best tag team matches of the year with him and Okada versus Brodito.
I think that's the thing, though. When people say, because obviously there's a lot of like, oh, does Takeshita deserve it? Like, he's AEW. But the thing is, right, it's almost like people just see AEW Takeshita. They never watch DDT Takeshita.
No.
They don't relate to the fact that he said that when he was younger, he wanted, like, Takeshita has worked his way up. Do you know what I mean? He deserves, like, because Janu said he's a man of his word, and he's a man who works hard. Just because his character has this thing in AEW, you're disregarding the decade. Like, if anyone wants a good match to watch, actually, I remember watching it on Wrestle Universe of a very young Takeshita facing a Tanahashi in DDT. The man has worked hard. The man has done so much grind going through. He was the ace of DDT. Then he's now like an ace of New Japan, ace of AEW. None of this has been handed to him.
No,
and he worked hard, and he's stuck to his promises.
Even if you've just been following Takeshita since he came to AEW, the dude started out in an AEW dark match. He was never supposed to get any of the success that he's gotten in AEW. He was never supposed to reach the heights that he's been able to reach in the United States, ever. No, he was not supposed to come in and become one of the top guys. He was supposed to come in and just be a nice little prospect that they had high potential for. They didn't think he was going to meet his potential in 3 years.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, for people who like to use the argument of, or should I say, used mic skills as an argument. This current AEW storyline that he hasn't said one word, and it's probably
he doesn't need to. He has
right,
that,
and it's one of the most entertaining things on TV right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like, outside of that, his mannerisms, how he emotes facially and things of that nature, plus what we all love Takeshita for, the in-ring ability is what makes him one of the best in the industry today. at the end of the day. So, I expect it's always tough for me because I like to go into things without large or lofty expectations, but like I'm expecting greatness out of this match because of the two people in it at the end of the day. So that's where I'm landing.
For sure. That's going to be the show this Sunday. So probably following tomorrow's B block final for Super Junior Tag League, we'll know the rest of the lineup for Sunday show. So if you want additional matches, want to find out the rest of the card and final predictions for that, join us tomorrow. The True Heel Heat flagship podcast will be here live 10:05 a.m. Eastern time to give you final predictions for Tanahashi final homecoming, final predictions for Saturday night's main event, and talking about this week in wrestling, WWE, AEW, TNA, ROH, and yes, New Japan Pro Wrestling. But thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate y'all for joining us for our preview of Tanahashi's final homecoming. I want to thank Jay News and Sonal for joining me. Of course, Sonal, we'll start with you. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again.
So you can find me on the X at wrestling_chat, but make sure to follow me on YouTube, subscribe Sonal's Live. I might have a quick video tomorrow following the final, but I'm definitely going to be back for a review of the Tanahashi show. And as I mentioned, if you follow me on Twitter, I am going to be reviewing, I don't know if it's going to be Monday or Tuesday, the DDT show, which is coming up, which has Zack Sabre Jr. Takeshita's going to be on it. It's Minoru Suzuki facing Yuki Ueno. So yeah, as I've now got Wrestle Universe, I'm going to start dabbling on that. So make sure to subscribe.
For sure. J News, let everybody know where they can follow you.
You can follow me over on the Twitter machine at JohnLYFNMG. Follow me over on Instagram _JONJY. If you want to read some elaborate ass movie reviews just for the sake of supporting your boy, get on to Letterboxd. Search my name up, JohnLYFNMG. And yeah, and just see the crap that people write in my comments.
I'm actually going to go to the movies this weekend. I'm going to see that Leo pick.
The which one?
The Leo pick. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, the One Battle After Another?
Yeah.
Great film, in my estimation. But hey.
Yeah, I know. I heard good things about it. I meant to go with my sister a couple of weeks ago for Shatter Machine, but I didn't expect it to bomb at the box office and be out of the theater less than 1 month after it was there. So we're going to see the Leo pick instead.
Hey, man. Shit, man. Hopefully you enjoy it, brother. I know I did.
Yeah. Or Smashing Machine. I call it Shatter Machine. But yeah, so you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month. Get you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. Go ahead and check out our GOAT match series over there. We got our Samoa Joe versus Kenta Kobashi GOAT match series going to be dropping next week. And check out all the great content we got here on the channel. If you like reviews of shows, we did an NXT Halloween Havoc or 2025 review earlier this week. We had Rated Raw review, episode 91, breaking down a Monday Night Raw from this past week with the Go Home show ahead of Saturday night's main event. So you can check that out right now. Myself and special guest Robert D. Felice breaking down all the action from Monday Night Raw. Join us live on Sunday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. We got our season 2, episodes 6 through 8, our final review of season 2 of Peacemaker. And did the finale ruin the entire season? We will ask that question. Check out our WWE Saturday night's main event preview as well. And of course, like I said before, I will be with y'all tomorrow, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. Check out AE Ramble from yesterday with me and Jimmy Macaram reviewing Fright Night Dynamite. And join us here for the flagship tomorrow. For J News, for Sonal, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NJPW Tanahashi Final Homecoming 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.